I think it's as broad as it is, new ways to entertain. So right now, mechanisms in which we use to entertain are particularly around our content. So do you have new ways in which, one, we can use content, because our business is around putting TV out there to people? What other mechanisms? Is the entertainment in the content? Is the entertainment in the platform that we use? Do we need to go into gaming? Do we need to go into an instance where two industries converge, and in that way we then provide entertainment? So as far as, do we need to have a service?
Okay, so online competitors I can speak to, because that's pretty much the core of the whole digital media business. That's what we do. So first of all, we deliver a lot of content online already. So people who are premium subscribers of ours have been able to do all thetheir catch-up, a much larger catch-up catalogue than they can get on the set-top box over the internet for a number of years now. We have a box office product, which I'm sure you're aware of, which you can rent movies on the set-top box. That product has also been available on the internet for a long time. The uptake hasn't been fantastic, but we have had that product. So internally in our business, we're very, very focused on delivering video over the internet already. But to answer your question specifically around competitors, you may not be aware that Showmax is in fact an NASPAC's company. It's part of the video entertainment group within NASPAC, so it's essentially a sister company of ours. We are very aware and have been tracking what Netflix has been up to since they started streaming video for many, many years. Netflix is not the only one, by the way. There are a number of online players. Netflix just has that halo effect of the brand, but there's Amazon Prime, which is Amazon Video, there's Hulu, there's quite a few over-the-top video players in the world, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And we keep very close eye on what they're doing. I think the fact that we've gone the way of introducing our own subscription video on demand product in Showmax should answer most of those questions. We think it's a cool opportunity. We have thought it's a cool opportunity for a long time, and we're embracing it. It's a big, big focus for our original content production teams is local content. I think Nomfundo had that up on his side. Local content is a huge focus for us going forward. It has been up to now, but it's becoming ever more important for us. And certainly in the context of this challenge, ideas around improving local content are more than welcome.
So, I don't know if you've ever thought something like that, to be honest. It's 9,500 employees, so it's very possible someone has thought about it. I wouldn't know about it. I think, we want to entertain people. So the primary question is that entertaining? And if you could come to us and show us this actually has resonance, there's no reason we wouldn't take it. I think more and more our business will be about local content and about African. It's a customer in Nigeria will prefer a Mercedes to a Toyota, probably 99 times out of 100. But actually, they wouldn't prefer Modern Family over a Nigerian show 99 times out of 100. Even though Modern Family has a budget 100,000 times bigger, actually the local content is being sold. So to answer your question, we would be interested, but we would need some sort of proof that this is entertaining. We wouldn't just educate for the sake of it.
I can tell you that we have, last year, for the first time, appointed a head of business intelligence in our business, who's a senior executive. We've never had a senior exec focus on that before. So that's the first answer to your question, yes. We've got a lot of pockets of data analysis and business intelligence across the business, in different parts of the organization. And that hasn't been, it's got to the point where that doesn't work for us anymore. So we now have a senior executive whose role is to bring all of that together. Within the digital media side, we actually have a big data team who focuses solely on the gathering of big data. And I can't speak the technical language that potentially you could speak about it, but they've got huge servers, and they've got all kinds of databases, and they've got all kinds of ways of gathering information.
What are they doing with that data?
A lot of it is being fed back into very kind of high-level dashboards and business intelligence-y type stuff. But very much less of it is being used for things like predictive analysis and those type of things, which is where we ultimately want to go. There is a very, very little bit of machine learning in part of our recommendations engines, but it's quite rudimentary. So if I can sense where your questions are going, is like, is this an opportunity to explore for kind of challenges, for this challenge? Absolutely.
Yeah, so there's a purse of prize money, and there's going to be a whole pitching event where we award that seed money. There's also a whole incubation support. So yes, that seed money is your cash to spend to grow the business. And there's a whole audit trail we have to do. SARS meets PwC. We have to make sure the cash isn't spent on holidays, but on the actual business. So we have to control it a bit that way. But it's your money to spend on the business. And I think the breakdown is 50, 30, 20. So 3 winners of whatever finalists come in, 50, 30, 20. But even if you don't win any of that cash, there's exposure to Multichoice to get some of your stuff into market. And especially if it's original content, it's original. Like, no one's going to copy you as a human being. Like Suzelle DIY. No one's going to predict that Suzelle is going to go big and make millions with Checkers and Best Drive and whatever. So that original content kind of stuff, that's easily protectable.
Yes, at the moment on Apple TV, no, we're not on Apple TV. We haven't got Showmax. Showmax has just gone into Apple TV, but we're not. You obviously on an iTunes, on an Apple device, you can stream our DSTV Now app. You can't AirPlay it at the moment, I don't think. I don't think we support AirPlay yet. And a lot of that's got to do with the rights. And I think once you start getting involved in paid television, the business, you'll often find that you can think of a cool idea, and then you'll find that there's a rights-related reason why that idea is complicated to implement. So, for instance, I'll give you I'll kind of lift the skirts a little bit on AirPlay specifically. So the reason why we don't support AirPlay is not because technologically we can't, we absolutely can. It's because the specific DRM, digital rights management software that we use to protect the content, is approved by the studios for digital rights management over the internet, but it's not approved by the studios for AirPlay support. So they want a specific kind of digital rights management software if you plan to use AirPlay. And we haven't implemented that piece of that particular flavor of DRM. So it really comes down to a rights question. And that's why I say often you can think of a technologically cool thing to do. Hey, wouldn't it be great if you could rewind live TV to a show that ended? Wouldn't that be cool if you could just go back in the EPG and start watching a show that finished? That would be fantastic, right? Well, there's rights implications to doing it. It's not a technological limitation to doing it. There's a reason, there's a contractual reason with the rights holder why we may not be able to do it. That's actually a cool example, and that happens to be something that we are actually doing. I would say yes, but with a caveat. I would be cautious about that, because one of the things I think why Maria showed the points that she showed is you need to be aware that we are actively focused on thinking about our own business every day. So there's a very high likelihood that something like that you pitched to us is something that we are either already working on or something that we've considered and discarded for some reason. So I'm not saying don't come to us with those ideas. That would be cool. If you could figure out ways to innovate in areas where we've failed, that would be absolutely fantastic. It's just the likelihood of you innovating in an area inside our business is low. Not to say you couldn't, but it's low. It's less likely that you'll do it. But absolutely, I would say yes.
Yeah, I think it's
I'd say the first 6 months of my job was coming up with innovative ideas after one another. Just remember, boss go, we did that last year, we're going to do that next year, we threw that out 2 years ago.
Short answer, yes.
Short answer is yes.
I think definitely, and I kind of alluded that when I spoke about our challenges within DDM, and how we operate. Definitely, we're very focused on what are the things that we need to do within our business now. The reason why we've engaged with the Launch Lab in the first place, when I introduced myself, I said, we want to learn about how to incubate and rapidly kind of get ideas from, hey, I've got a cool idea, to here's an implementation that actually works. Because as an organization, we recognize that our speed to market on some of our innovations is not fantastic. And the reason why we're engaging with Launch Lab is to get better at doing that. So absolutely. Okay. Okay, so I don't think any of us are actually qualified to answer that level of strategic question around the content thinking within Mnet. Mnet is really the business that would be doing that. I can tell you we haven't syndicated a lot of shows, so I think anyone watching our content production slate would know that. We made a show called The Wild a couple of years ago, which was going to be a kind of soapy, but then we repackaged it as a telenovela, so a fixed storyline, and we sold that internationally, and I think we made some money on it. But I can't really, I would say in this case I'm an outside observer just like you, and my opinion would be we haven't done a fantastic job of syndicating content outside of Africa that's been produced in Africa. Definitely an area that we should be doing a better job of, but I don't know the internal reasons why.
I just wanted to know if you guys are going to have any pitching sessions outside of Cape Town, like the big area.
Not this semester. We are next semester, but not in this particular one. But there is the online option.
You can submit your pitch online.
So the relevant T's and C's are there. The T's and C's are on the website if you want more information on what all that means. A lot of it's legal jargon. The main thing is you own your IP, so awesome. And then we touched on the seed money. Beyond that, it's a lot of legal people having to put legal stuff in place that, yeah, read it. I'm not going to read it to you. So just check the website. It's there. It's already live on Launch Lab. That's it.